Alright, well, I lifted the camera. I thought it would pull back enough to show the two engines on the end running while I talked about this, but the thing I was hoping to do, which the mystery short in my generator box stopped me from doing today, is I built a cord to plug all the engines into at once with the hopes that the generator would get hooked up and run all the engines, because the ET1 can make 5 volts at an amp pretty easily, so or close to an amp pretty easily. So I thought that with a regulator I'd be able to get 5 volts out to all these ignition modules, but the generator box has that short in it, so I just have these wired up. And I did make allowances to plug the battery packs in. At either end of the cord. So these batteries are a little weak. So I plugged the second set in parallel. So there's 2 sets of AA batteries in parallel that was running the 4 engines. The ET7 ran out of fuel right early on, but it always seems to only run about half an hour, 45 minutes on a tank, so it ran the expected amount. It is the lowest compression of all the engines, so it does go through fuel faster because low compression is lower efficiency to a point. The ET6 here also ran out of fuel just shy of an hour. It ran about, 10-15 minutes longer than the ET7. So that's also an expected run time. My guess is that the ET1 and the ETX both have about 10 or 15 minutes of fuel in them still. But it is lunchtime for me, so I am going to shut them down and go back to rewiring the generator box one more time and see if I can get rid of the short that's in it. It's intermittent short, but that's not surprising because the whole generator box is wired with bare wires and wasn't really done neatly the way I've got shrink tube on all these connections here. So I'm going to rewire the generator box one more time, but I'm going to do it really carefully and with shrink wrap on all the connections so it won't have any mystery shorts in it.